Imagine this. You're hanging out with friends, casually talking about, let's say, a new pair of shoes. Nothing major, just a regular conversation. Then, you open Instagram, and boom! The exact pair of shoes you were talking about pops up in an ad. Coincidence? Or is something way creepier going on here? Hey everyone! Welcome back to Facts by Michael Channel. Today's topic is straight up creepy, and it's got people everywhere wondering, are Facebook and Instagram secretly listening to our conversations through our phones? I mean, we've all been there, right? You mention a random product or idea to a friend, and suddenly your social media feed is filled with ads about it. Is it just crazy coincidence, or is there something else going on? Let's dig into this. Let's be honest, we've all experienced something weird like this before. Maybe you were planning a vacation. You casually mentioned to someone that you're thinking about a trip to Bali. Sounds fun, right? But then, your Instagram starts showing you ads for flights, hotels, beachwear, even language lessons on how to speak Balinese. Like, how do they know? Is Instagram spying on you? So today, we're diving into the real story behind these eerily accurate ads. First, let's look at why people are convinced that our phones are spying on us. It all boils down to one thing: targeted ads. We all know that social media apps use our data to show us ads, but here's the question that keeps coming up. How do they know exactly what we're talking about in real life? Could they really be using our phone microphones to eavesdrop on us? I mean, it's hard not to wonder, right? You talk about something once and it's all over your feed. It feels like these apps are straight up reading your mind. But before we get too deep into conspiracy theories, let's take a step back and look at what the companies behind these apps actually say. All right, let's start with Facebook and Instagram themselves. Both companies have come out and said very clearly that they are not listening to our conversations through our phone microphones. Yep, you heard that right. They flat out deny it. In fact, they've gone on record saying that it's just a myth. They've even been asked about this by news outlets and tech experts, and every time they insist, no, we don't do that. Should we take their word for it, or is something fishy going on? But wait, there's more. Independent investigations have looked into this as well. Tech journalists, privacy experts, and even researchers have dug into the code behind these apps, and guess what? No one has found any solid evidence that Facebook or Instagram is secretly using your microphone to target ads. So if they're not listening, how do they get it so right? Let's talk about the real magic behind these ads. Algorithms. Okay, get ready for this one. It's not that Facebook and Instagram are listening in. It's that they're really, really good at predicting what you're interested in. And how do they do that? Algorithms. These apps don't need to hear your conversations. They track everything you do online. What you search for, what pages you visit, what posts you like, what you comment on, and even who your friends are. They use all this data to build a profile on you. These algorithms are incredibly smart. They analyze patterns in your behavior and predict what you're going to want next. In fact, sometimes they're so good at it that it feels like they're reading your mind, or in this case, listening to your conversations. But it's just your data working behind the scenes. Creepy, right? But also kind of impressive, in a big brother sort of way. Let me tell you a story. A few weeks ago, I was texting a friend about going hiking. Not a big deal, just chatting about trails and gear. Then just a few minutes later, I start seeing ads on Instagram for hiking boots, camping gear, and even guided hiking tours. I was like, what is happening? But here's the thing. I didn't search for hiking boots. I didn't Google it. So how did Instagram know? Turns out, I had been watching a bunch of travel videos on YouTube the night before, and I follow a few outdoor brands on Instagram. Combine all that, and the algorithm put two and two together. Mystery solved, but still, a little creepy, right? So, should we be worried? Are Facebook and Instagram listening to us? Based on all the evidence, it's pretty unlikely. There's no proof, and the companies have denied it over and over. But here's the catch. They are collecting a ton of data about us. That's how they know what ads to show, even when it feels like they're one step ahead of us. At the end of the day, while they may not be listening, they're still tracking a lot of what we do online. So it's important to check your privacy settings and be mindful of what apps you give access to. You don't want to overshare, even if it's unintentional. Thanks for sticking around, everyone. I hope you found this video both interesting and maybe a little unsettling. If you've ever had a creepy ad experience where it felt like your phone was listening, let me know in the comments. I want to hear your stories. And as always, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another video like this. Stay curious, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.